Hello, glorious, medium-sized, ultra slippery spillway. How the hell are you today? It's been a good long while. The last time I was here was with Dad and Coleslaw, or Benjamin and Cole, and we did pretty good. I've never fished here without old Dad. This will be the first time, so it's kind of sad, but I'm also excited. So this video is dedicated to Benjamin and Coleslaw. Not sure if they care, but it is anyway. Pow. What is going on, you dirty old stash bags? It is me, and I am in Dad's old stomping grounds. This is a place that I never fished by myself ever. It was just kind of something Dad and I did once in a while. So yeah, he lives in Texas now, so we figured we'd come down. But I got an all-purpose like bluegill worm pole. We got a bass pole and a catfish pole. So we got all the spectrums covered. We've caught a lot of different species out of here. We've caught some big fish, some small fish, but we've always caught fish. And it's kind of cool because this spillway is actually connected to a lake. It's not on the back side of the dam. It's right off the side of the road, and it's still a part of the lake. So it's kind of different. The fish kind of move in and cycle out a lot more than the normal spillways that you guys see me fish. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of intriguing and unique, and there's fish swirling everywhere. So come along with me. Let's give it a few hours, see what the hell we can catch. Hopefully something big, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna catch at least something. Bye-bye. Boop-de-boop-de-boop. All right, also something that I'm pretty sure of that's gonna happen this trip, this video, this whatever you wanna call it, is I'm gonna fall on my ass at some point. Guaranteed. Like, it's not even a debate. Basically, we got about ½ an inch of water coming from whatever the hell that is. I think it's a little pond. I'm not sure if there's any fish in it, but I'm not gonna try to find out. And then we got a thin little layer of this moss shit, which is just bad news. So yeah, I'm gonna fall sometime. I know you guys enjoy it when I fall. I also think it's pretty funny when I fall. You guys seem to enjoy it a little bit more than I do, because usually I get hurt. But yeah, we're gonna kind of have to just crawl around, and no running today. No running by the pool, kids. You could hurt yourself. Now that I say that, I'm just gonna grab the bass pole and bring it down. So it looks like there's only one of these barriers we can actually get down to without really falling. What I mean by that is this one up here is not covered in moss. I'm still gonna have to kneel down when I go down, but it's gotta kind of lower our center of gravity, you know? Kick the moss off the bottom, and here we go. We made it. It's a lot more like moss and crap. I really should have brought like a hollow body frog, but I didn't, so I don't know, I guess we'll have to make it work somehow. But there's fish swirling everywhere down this way, so this is where the bobber's going. First step is to try to catch some small bluegills. Like I want some pretty small ones that bass can eat, and we'll go from there. Seen a lot of swirls happening, so we should be able to get bait fish, hypothetically. Be nice if we could get a little closer though. It's been raining a lot, and probably should have came on a drier day, but I'm not the smartest. I felt like coming here, so I did. I might regret it. Can't change it. So we'll just make the most of it. Since we want small bluegills, I might have to downsize to like a little tiny hook and a piece of nightcrawler or something. So we really don't have that much interest in catching big bluegills. We just want the small ones. So the pecks I just got looked like they were from small ones, which is what we want. So we just have to figure out how to catch them. There's also been some very large swirls. So before I go downsize my hook, I'm gonna flip my bass jig in there and see if I can't pluck one out. Oh, I slipped when I was getting ready to set the hook. I got a bass bite on the old hybrid jig, but it didn't seem like a super big one really, but I got ready to set the hook and slipped. Oh, this should be interesting. This could be interesting. I just broke off. I just tied that knot. Piss. No. I think that's my only jig too. What an idiot. What an idiot. Hopefully I just have one in here randomly. I do. So far, kind of a rough start, but just because it's a rough start doesn't mean it's a rough ending. So we'll keep trying. All right, got a new jig tied on with a better knot, hopefully. I also switched to just a plain hook instead of a jig head with a piece of Colt, because I really want to get that bobber bluegill out. Like ASAP. So we'll try to catch a few of these fellers and see if we can get something that eats them. Yeah, for some reason they didn't like the jig head, but this instantly got bit. Got something. Took a little while to get on the board, but we're on the board. A little too big for bass bait, but he definitely has had some things happen to him. Almost looks like a kitty tried to eat him. If we have to use one this size, we will, but yeah, we want a little smaller. Hopefully Bud makes it. Most of the time they do. Yeah, he made it. Later, friend. Later, friend. Not the most ideal thing to get on the board with, but we are on the board. And the adjustment we made on the switching to the single hook instead of the jig head apparently was the right call. Because now we're pretty much catch him at will. Bluegill slide. Which way is he going this time? Left or right? This time he went right. The rain was supposed to stop, not pick up, but it's definitely picking up. We'll keep trying though. I feel confident we should be able to get something big. Feels like a bigger bluegill. Where are the small ones at, bud? Where are the small ones at? Later, friend. Later, friend. There we go. There we go. If we can get him in, this is the one. Got him. Got about 10 medium-sized bluegills in between. And I promise I'm gonna do my best to keep cleaning off the lens, but it's literally just getting covered in rain every time I do it. I looked at the radar, it is supposed to stop eventually, so. The marks on the lens should eventually stop. That being said, I'll do my best to wipe them off, but a little bit smaller than this would even be a little better probably, but I mean, a 2-pounder could probably eat that bluegill, I'd expect. We'll start with it just a few feet down probably. The weeds might give us some problems, so we don't want to drop it down too far. Also, bluegill's probably a little concussed after that, but something's murdering the bluegill. Oh shit. Still got it. Kind of almost looks more kitty-ish. Oh no, my line's in the moss. Oh. No. No. Damn it. My line was like laying in a heap of moss, so I didn't have a direct connection, but moved it over here and that didn't take long. Kind of slipped down the hill, but man, we just aren't quite fishing the cleanest. Kind of limited on what we can do because that's the only slip we can walk down to, but I broke my own rule too. I was running. Well, time to get a new bluegill, I guess. Kind of giving up on the bass jig. Got a couple bites, but didn't seem like the play. That'll have to work. A little bigger than the last one, but I've spent entirely too much time trying to catch a small bluegill. And yeah, if we can get this hook out without killing it, he's gonna be the one. It's been rough. Well, actually, it could have been good if I would have caught that fish on the bluegill, caught the 2 fish on the jig. I mean, we'd be pretty stoked about how things are going. But as of now, been here about an hour and a half. All we've caught is bluegills, and all the big fish that have bit we've missed, which was our own fault too. We easily should have caught both of them, to be honest. But that's neither here nor there at that point because we can't go back in time. So I'm just hoping that some way, somehow, we can get bit on a bluegill. We'll start with one more time, but I'd be fine if we got bit on a bluegill like a few more times, obviously. He's a little bigger than I wanted though, so we'll keep fishing for bluegills and yeah, see if we can get an even smaller one. Maybe stock up on a few smaller bluegills and then tie on a wacky rig worm and see if we can't get a couple bass that way. I know there's big fish here. That fish that ate the bluegill before, I don't think it was a bass. I think it was catfish. Or if it was a bass, it was pretty big. So 1 or 2 of those and the trek will be worth it. Something's going on with bluegill, bud. Yep. Just put on a smaller bluegill and it got 8 instantly. Still have it. I hope it does. This one's acting more like a bass, but come on. You drop it? Tell you what though, he's definitely gonna have some marks in him when I reel him in. Piss. Yeah, something's happening. Set the hook a little harder that time, boys and girls. And we got one. Finally. What is that? Are you shitting me? I didn't even know there was walleyes in here. It's a walleye and it's huge. Are you shitting me? I did not know this lake had walleyes. Oh man, he's stuck. He's stuck. We're gonna have to slide down. It's a big walleye. I did not even know there was walleyes in here. And he's barely hooked. What? 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 Well, this has just been the year of the walleye for me, boys and girls. Rarely do I ever catch, probably shouldn't put my finger in his mouth like that. But this has been my best spring for walleyes, hands down. He's a lake walleye, so we might eat him. Should we eat him? Should we? No, we'll let him go. He's our first from here. Probably about a 20-incher or something. Fresh small bluegill. Got us a walleye. Not sure how we're getting back up, but we're already down here. Normally I'd show him to the nice camera, but you guys get the point. And while he looks tasty, we'll let him live. The next one might not be so lucky though. Currently don't have very much fish in my freezer, so I'd like to change that, but we ain't gonna change it with him. It has been rough, like real rough. Probably already said it a couple times, but it's been rough. The rain finally stopped though, and the wind kind of calmed down, so the bluegill bobber has gotten a little easier to manage. And yeah, that felt good. Takes a lot for me to get discouraged these days. Because most of the time I'm just fishing for whatever, and I'm fine with whatever, but I mean, I've been here for 2 hours and all I've caught is a bluegill. So even me not normally needing much to be happy, the bluegills weren't quite doing it, you know? That's nice to know we can get down there too. Got a little dicey there for a second, but we got down there. Now I need a new bluegill ASAP. Let's go for a small and go from there. I will give it to the spot though, it's pretty cool. It's different. Connected to a lake, as I said, but it's got these pillars which are kind of a pain in the ass, but they look cool. And there always seems to be fish here. It's just whether or not we can catch big ones. We've only caught one catfish, bunch of bass, and yeah, I guess there's walleye too. I'm not even shitting you though, I'm not just acting dumb. I really did not know that there's walleyes in here. But it seems like every spot has walleyes this year, so I guess I'm not that surprised. Oh, see the bluegills out there and they look tiny. Let's get one of those boogers. And it's not a bluegill. It is a new species though. We can get it in. Little crap eye. Look at that. Now I knew there was crappies in here. No. Bud, I was gonna release you nicer than that. Guess he was ready to go. But seriously though, I see a bunch of tiny ass bluegills up there. We just gotta catch one. Got the smallest hook on in my tackle box, so the smallest hook from my tackle box on. How do you say that? I don't know, but let's get one of these tiny bluegills and chuck it out. See if something wants to eat him. Not the smallest ever, but it'll work. Switched to weightless without the bobber and didn't take too long. A little bigger than the last one, but we'll keep bluegill fishing and try to downsize. But for now, he's going out. My pole just fell over. Damn bluegills keep wanting to swim to these weeds, but it seems like if they stay out of the weeds, we get bit. All right. Got a bluegill out and keep trying to catch a little bit smaller one. Then we're gonna switch to some bass fishing, and who knows, maybe catch a walleye on a jig or something. I don't know. I'd be fine with it. Main goal is to catch fish on live bait. So we haven't done that this year. We haven't caught a fish on a live bluegill, which is something we normally do a lot. And we got that accomplished. Other than that, we've been kind of failing, but yeah, we'll see if we can make it happen again. Actually, you know what? Screw the bluegill fishing. I feel confident he's small enough to maybe potentially get 8 eventually. Let's throw some bass stuff around and go from there. Let's try this again. I'm gonna climb down though because, yeah, I actually broke off a second jig while I was just reeling it in because it was grinding on the pillars. So we're gonna slide down and get close to the water. Hopefully catch a bass fish. Got one. Oh yeah. We're doing better this time. Or now. Not a bad bass. We've caught worse. He's a little too small to eat our bluegill bud, but he is a bass bud. Hybrid jig stroker craw, and it's actually Boo's lucky jig from when she went fishing at her family's pond. Fatty. Definitely up here feeding. Only took a couple casts. Got her done. Let's get another. Let's get another. I'm actually kind of scared if the bobber goes down. It's going to be a challenge to get back up there. Probably should have brought it down with me, but I didn't. So yeah, if something eats that, hopefully it holds on. Something might have just ate it. Oh, watching the bobber. Damn it, he ripped my pinchers off. Got all the way down here. Back up we go. I'm gonna freaking bring the bobber down here. and my bluegill pole. All poles are gonna be down here. Get it back up stroker craws, set up shop. Clearly a bunch of bass right there though, so I wouldn't mind catching a couple more. How do we get back? How do we get back? Here, just almost fell. There's definitely something big chasing the bluegill. I just saw a giant swirl right past him. He's getting roughed up by something. Yep. Oh, no. My drag was way too loose. That was embarrassing. Some days you just fish like shit, boys and girls, you know? Some days. That was not a bass, though. Damn it. I don't know why I'm so flustered today. It's embarrassing, though, but I do a lot of embarrassing things all the time, so it's nothing new. Alright, back to fishing for a bluegill. Hopefully we can catch one. That was a perfect size one. I lost it. Alrighty, well, really kicking myself in the dick right now for missing a couple bluegill bites on bluegills, whatever I'm trying to say. Could have been a real good day if I would have caught all 3 fish. I really think none of the fish that ate the bluegills were bass, and I think maybe one of them was another walleye, maybe a kitty, or maybe one of each. I have no idea, but yeah, we didn't do so hot. Definitely some of the shittiest fishing I've done all year, and yeah, I'm okay with it, you know? I mean, it's part of it. Some days you suck, some days you rock, and yeah, today I definitely sucked, so yeah, we still caught the walleye, so pretty decent. But anyway, if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe. I'll definitely be coming back here, not anytime super soon. It was a pretty frustrating day, but sometime pretty soon. I definitely have some unfinished business here. Hopefully next time I come, the weeds aren't nearly as bad and the moss isn't nearly as bad, so I can actually move around and fish effectively. But that being said, that's a pretty piss poor excuse, because that has nothing to do with why I broke fish off and lost them. But anyway, thanks for watching, really appreciate it, and yeah, see you soon. Stuff and things. Bye-bye.